Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. Okay, here we are, Grandma. Good morning, Grandma.
Again.
This is deep snow, Grandma.
Hi, Graham.
This is me.
This is Mom.
What do you think, Grandma? Can you see that? You know who that is? Does that look spiffy?
Handsome.
Nice tie. Nice shoes. Hi, Grandma. Here, let's shoot in on this spiffy print tie. Here we are. Okay, Grandma, I don't remember where the heck we were last time, but here we are about to go cross-country skiing. Look at that tie, Grandma. Silk tie. Mom bought this for me. Okay, Grandma, well, we're going out now.
There's Walt putting on his skis. It is freezing cold out here. I hope we survive. If we don't, we love you all.
Here we are. Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. There we are.
It was Whitehall Camp, and you were 5th grade going into 6th grade, so that summer. We were originally going to let you go without Big Dad. And I was nervous, because you know me, I'm like hyper, safety conscious. But I'm like, okay, we can do it, like we like the people, okay, fine. But then, I never dream, ever, ever, ever. I had the most vivid, intense, real dream. And I don't remember the details because it's been too many years, but I woke up and I was like, he's going to get hurt and die at this camp. And I said to Walt, said he can't go. Like, I just had a prophetic dream. I had no doubt that's what I had. Then we decided you were going to go with him.
This was a camp I'd never been to. I didn't know the staff, if I could even go as a counselor. And it turns out, I guess they had enough of a need for counselors that regardless of the lack of a people person that I am, they decided that they would go ahead and entrust children to my care. And so I said, okay. So you split up at night and you go to different rooms in a building where there's bunk beds. I had, 10 kids in there? I mean, it was a pile. So our very first night, and so we all go to bed, and I talked to the guys. I said, listen, you can make as much noise as you want. I said, but 11 o'clock, they've asked us to be quiet. And I said, and so we need to be quiet at that time. So it was quiet, and a couple guys would go, screw it around or whatever. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm told if you're supposed to go to bed at 11 o'clock and it's lights out, as God is my witness, at 11 o'clock, we're going to be quiet. And I said, listen, this is the last time I'm going to say this. I said, you need to respect me. I've asked you to be quiet. I'm here as your counselor, and I'll be quiet. I don't want another word. And not 5 seconds go by, some other kid goes, makes some stupid call or a noise or whatever. I got up in the dark, and I climbed out of my bed, and in the dark, I walked over to that boy's bed, and I grabbed his body through his sleeping bag. I dragged him off, and I put him on the floor, and I got in his face, and I said, I said be quiet! Now get in bed! It was quiet the rest of the night.
Yeah, this isn't related to the dream I had about Ben.
So that's that kid's story. There was various things to do. They had a pond or something where we went swimming, and there was a big auditorium where you could play basketball or have big group meetings, and there was like a cafeteria kind of set up somewhere. And on one of the occasions, we went down to the big meeting that they used for like basketball and stuff. And the hoops and stuff are still there. I mean, it's like some big ass metal cart, that you can wheel to where you want with a, 15 feet in the air, some big backboard and hoop and everything, and a metal structure. And we're there, and I'm just kind of, I tried not to be right glomming onto him, but to keep him in my purview. And I see him and a group of kids sitting, and I'm looking at this basketball hoop thing, and I'm thinking to myself, with these other kids going around and messing around, somebody's, climbing or doing something. I said, that thing could fall, and right where the heck they are, they could potentially hit and hurt with that thing. So I got up and, went over and said, hey, you guys, listen, this spot right here isn't really good the way that thing is set up. And, I'd be better if you guys would just go ahead and move on over there. So they did. During that very meeting, that thing fell and hit right where they were sitting. And then that happened, I was just like, oh, gosh. That was like what my wife said when it might happen, right there, and I intervened. I did it. Like, wow. So to me, it was as impactful to me as that this was a premonition dream as it was to your mom having the dream.
I have not had a dream since then about
like that. Mm-hmm. Didn't you have some about like the kids, either like when you were going to have a boy or you were going to have a girl?
Oh, well, that wasn't a dream. That was hearing. I knew I was going to have a boy, and that Annie was going to have a girl. And that was after having 2 miscarriages. Mm. But that wasn't a dream. That was.
You felt like God speaking to you, telling you that?
And he hasn't spoken to me any other time. Mm.